Dear God and guiding spirits, angels of light and love, guide us on our path to our highest good. I ask you to connect to the divine helpers of all those here and all those who may listen to this recording at a later date. Help me to channel a story, a divine treasure map to their soul that will answer the questions that they have in their heart right now and in the months to come. And here we go. There's a old-fashioned yellow taxi cab, checker cab, black and white checkers. I forget where in the world that is. And it's leaving the city. I see, the whole skyrise of a city. And it's leaving that behind and it's driving into the country, bumpity, bumpity, bump. It's just kind of jumping. I can see sort of the spouting behind coming out of the exhaust pipe. Very cartoony style, more so than usual. And as it's going down the country road, it's stopping once in a while and the door automatically opens, but instead of people coming out, there's all these creatures coming in. There's this mother duck or goose with her 4 or 5 little ones. And there's a pig. It's like all the farm animals types. Oh, not just farm animals. We have a snake coming into another one here. And all of a sudden, it's going so fast that I can't see what's coming in and out, but I can see that that's what's happening. It's like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And it's collecting all these beings, but now it's come to a stop. And the doors open and they're trying to get out, but it's no longer a whole bunch of different beings. It's like this one big ball. This big ball that can't get out because all of those creatures have become one somehow. I don't know if one ate them all or what, but they're all in there as one big ball and they can't get out. And there's this vagabond-looking man walking down the country road, and he sees this cab, and he's eating on a piece of hay, just kind of nibbling on this and observing this with kind of a smirk on his face and a straw hat. And he's circling around the car, around the taxi cab, and he's observing it. No rush to do anything about it. They're just forcing and trying to get out of this cab, but they can't get out. So then he takes out this knife from his pocket and he starts whittling away at the end of this piece of hay. And he approaches the cab, or the door that's open, and where you can see a bit of it's like almost the gray, it almost looks like donkey, the sort of the gray hair of it all. And there's a tail. It looks very much like a donkey tail. And he pulls on the tail a little bit just to see that no, it's not coming out. And then he pokes at it. He pokes like on the skin beside the tail. And like this whole big ball of animal sort of deflates and comes out so that he's holding the tail and an empty skin of, yes, a donkey. An empty skin of a donkey, just he's holding it there. And he sort of flings it over his shoulder. And he's walking down to what appears to be a river, it's a river. It's flowing. It's not so wide at all. This whole thing now has more of like a Huckleberry Finn sort of feel to it. There's a raft there by the river, and obviously it belongs to him. Except he's got a radio on there. I don't know if they had radios back then. He's got a little radio on a table with a little antenna and his little picnic, set up. But what he's doing is he's putting the donkey tail, the donkey skin in the water, but he's holding on to the tail. And as it's there, it just kind of inflates again. It comes to life, but a much shinier version of it. Like that skin was all sort of old and tattered, and there were pieces of the donkey skin that was, not healthy looking. But now it's like a fresh, almost like teddy bear fresh, perfect, but filling up with life. And as the donkey tail, like he's holding on to it, but the donkey's now walked away out of the water and, shaking off like a dog would. And all the other little creatures, same. He's still holding on to the hare, but all of the other creatures are coming out of the river, one after the other. And they go in their different directions. And he's left with one hair of that tail. And he's looking at this hare, just kind of holding it in the sun. Oh, and it's just gorgeous. Do you know that look like when you're looking through your eyelashes in the sun and you see all these rainbow specters? Well, he's looking through this hare, and that's what he's seeing. It's like all these rainbows. And he puts it in a little pocket in his shirt, like he's got this plaid shirt, the real lumberjack type plaid shirt. And he's put it in his pocket, this hare. And he gets onto his raft and he loosens it. And now the animals that had gone all in their different directions, they're there and they're sort of waving goodbye to him as he's going down this raft, down the river.